You're listening to an interview taken from the Tonic Talk Show and Podcast, heard exclusively on Zoomer Radio. To download or listen to the original episode or other episodes of The Tonic, please visit thetonic.ca.
Joel Thuna is a master herbalist and general manager of Purely Natural. He strives to improve the quality of natural products in the market and passes along his knowledge of herbal remedies through lectures and articles. Joel is a regular contributor to Tonic Magazine and this show. Welcome back again, sir. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Hopefully everyone else is as well, and I'm happy to be here.
We're all happy. Today's a happy day. And
awesome.
We're going to talk about something you and I actually have never talked about before, and that is eyesight.
Yep.
So give us your insights into eyesight.
Well, the reason I actually picked this topic, frankly, is a friend of mine had some issues and asked me to look into eyesight. So it's the first time in my life I've actually done an in-depth research into eyesight. And frankly, I was amazed. There was a lot that I just never knew. So I want to share what I know now.
You know, and I appreciate, you go to that effort of putting in the time to research, a lot before you come on the show. And I think it's a benefit to everybody, especially our listeners. So I do appreciate that. So tell us what you found out about eyesight.
Well, the first is just how amazing it is. I like to call it a miracle. Do you know that the human eye can focus from one object to another in as little as 13 milliseconds? When you compare that to the fast, and I do mean fast autofocus cameras, the really high-end ones, they're good if they can do it in 300 milliseconds.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, ridiculously slow in comparison to us.
We're well-engineered.
Definitely. And then you look at what's called focal length, and that's the distance or the range that we can focus properly. Mm-hmm. Your eyes can focus as close as about 15 millimeters, and under the right conditions, can focus to an object 3 kilometers away.
Yep.
And if it's something that you're looking just like a flicker of light from a candle, we can see it almost 20 kilometers away at a flat surface.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. As I said, it's a miracle. And it's just amazing how well our eyes, for lack of a better phrase, are engineered.
Yeah. So we are built with this amazing process that we have for eyesight, but, a lot of us suffer from problems. So what are some of the issues that people have with their eyesight?
Well, some of the problems that are well known are cataracts, diabetic retinopathy, dry eyes, glaucoma, macular degeneration. And everyone uses those terms, assuming people actually know what they mean.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I didn't know them really well. I knew in general, but I didn't know them really well. So let's go into very quickly what they mean. Cataracts are a medical condition where the lens of your eyes become clouded. Age-related cataracts are common, and they are the leading cause of vision impairment and blindness around the world. Then you have diabetic retinopathy, and this is a condition associated with diabetes, which is, again, a major cause of visual impairment and blindness. Retinopathy happens when high blood sugar levels actually damage your blood vessels inside your retina. Dry eye disease is one that happens to, oh my gosh, most of the people I know.
Yep.
And what it is you have insufficient tear fluid or tears that aren't regular, which causes the eye to dry up, leads to discomfort, visual problems, and the worst part, it leads to pain. It actually really is painful, and I suffer from that in the dead of winter myself. Then you have glaucoma. Mm-hmm. Glaucoma is not one disease. It's actually a family of diseases that create a progressive degeneration of the actual optic nerve itself. And that is the nerve which transfers the visual information, so the information from your eye to your brain. Glaucoma causes poor eyesight, blindness, and the worst part, again, significant pain, significant. Then you have macular degeneration. And the macula is the center part of your retina. And age-related macular degeneration is one of the main causes of blindness. What it does is your macula starts to degenerate. And you have to understand, as we age, because our eyes are so delicate, as we age, they start to decline. That happens to almost everyone. But at the same time, we don't have to accept that it's going to happen without our intervention or making it better or reducing the impact of it. So what we have to know is that all the pieces of your eye have to work together for it to work properly. And if any one piece starts to falter, the whole system goes out of whack.
Right.
And it's because of that we have so many conditions that affect it, because all the different pieces, there's a thing with the cornea, there's a thing with the lens, there's a thing with the retina, there's a thing with the macula. We have to make sure all of them work together to get it right.
But as you said, the happy news is we can intervene on our own behalf and perhaps slow down the degeneration, right?
Definitely. There are strategies to do this without question.
So let's get to the happy news. What can we do? Let's talk about healthy diet. Can that impact it?
Definitely. Like always, a healthy diet is the foundation for proper health, including proper eye health. Your eyes need an ample supply of a lot of nutrients to function properly. Clinical studies have found that your lens is particularly sensitive to any nutrient deficiency. And if your lens can't change its shape properly, it can't focus, the image doesn't get to your retina, and you just don't see properly. So ideally, you want to aim for a well-rounded diet with a high level of variety and not too many processed foods, fats, or sugars. What you want to do, again, also, as I've said with you many, many times, is get your fill of brightly colored fruits and vegetables. Mm-hmm. The reason are that the brighter or the deeper the color means that they're rich in a specific class of antioxidants called anthocyanins. And anthocyanins work to play a key role in protecting from macular degeneration and cataracts, specifically those two things. And again, the richer the color, the darker the color is better. So you want to look for things that are really high and have deep, dark colors. Carrots, sweet potatoes, spinach, peppers, chard, red lettuce, kale, beets, pumpkin, watermelon, kiwi, red grapefruit, limes, oranges, cantaloupe, mangoes, any of the berries, take your pick, and also grapes. Red grapes, really deep color. And don't stick to just one. Go for a nice variety because, as I said, anthocyanins are a class. They're not just one nutrient. They're a class of them, so you want to get different ones to help.
So, when you come on the show and you talk about eating all these fruits and vegetables, the truth of the matter is very few of us actually eat enough of the good fruits and vegetables on a regular basis to get that into our system. And so we have to look to supplements if we're not capable of eating properly. So let's focus on some of the vitamins first that might help us with our eyesight.
No question. You have multiple vitamins that are specifically K2,
yep.
C, E, and A. And each of them is vital for eye health. Vitamin K2, which is the one most people know the least about, is a powerful ally in ocular health. K2 reduces arteriosclerosis throughout your body and in your eyes. And by doing that, what it does is it enables better blood flow through the eye itself, as well as reduced pressure in the eye. Both of those combined help to reduce your risk of macular degeneration and glaucoma.
K2, are people supplementing that on its own, or is that part of a multivitamin usually?
You're rarely going to find good levels and good quality K2 in a multi.
Okay.
Well, you'll find out there on the market, you'll find K2 by itself. I suggest MK7 specifically. There are multiple forms of K2. And you'll find K2 also with vitamin D and sometimes with vitamin C.
Okay. So let's move on to vitamin C, E, and A.
Yep. C promotes the health of your blood vessels, specifically in your retina, as well as reducing the risk of cataracts. Vitamin E protects your eyes from macular degeneration and cataracts, working as an antioxidant. And vitamin A plays a crucial role in vision by keeping your cornea clear, and in doing this, it also helps you see in low light conditions. And here's where you see the different parts of the eye. This vitamin helps with this vitamin helps with this. But all of them together, that's where you get the effect.
And what sort of dosages are we looking at, Joel?
You're looking at fairly low doses for all of them. You don't want to go too much. You can look them up. If you look at your product labels, most of them will naturally, just because of the way Health Canada works, have amounts that are enough to help, but not too much to cause issues.
Got it. And these are preventative and you take them every day, correct?
Yes. And, for example, the C, E, and A, those you can get as part of a multi.
Yeah.
The K2 is the one you've got to go looking for. And remember, MK7 specifically for K2.
All right, let's move on. There are vitamin-like nutraceuticals that aren't vitamins but still help the good fight, yeah?
Yep. There are two in particular that are called lutein and zeaxanthin. And zeaxanthin, just so you know, is not spelled the way it sounds, but it's always found with lutein. They're almost always found together in supplements. There are a pair of potent antioxidants that are found in an awful lot of vegetables. The problem is they're found in ridiculously low quantities. If you eat veggies and you were completely vegan all the time, you still wouldn't get enough.
Okay.
You do need to supplement with these.
Right.
They're also found in your eyes, especially in the lens, the retina, and the macula. They're found, and they have a lot of them in your eyes. What they do is they work together to protect your eye tissues from the ultraviolet rays from sunlight. Because think about it, you're looking, your eye needs light to come in.
Right.
But the problem is some of the light can potentially damage your eye. So what these two do is they help prevent that damage from occurring. And they found with clinical trials that high levels of them together in your eye is linked to better vision, especially in dim light or in glare.
Which is always an issue for me, like night driving, when the lights are flashing, or, when an oncoming car has the brights on or something like that. I find as I get older, it's the residual light effects that are affecting my vision more than anything.
Yep, it's like your windshield's got a little bit of a streaking onto it or something like that. Yep.
Exactly.
I have the exact same problem sometimes. What they found in clinical trials also with the lutein and zeaxanthin is that if you have high levels in your eyes, you're less likely to get cataracts, and together they help slow the progress of macular degeneration.
Fantastic. Okay, so the next product I know you want to talk about is something we talk about a lot, and that's omega-3s.
Yep, specifically DHA, or dexohenoscopic acid.
Wow.
DHA, easier to say.
Yep.
It's a particular type of omega-3 that's found in some fatty fish, algae, and some crustaceans. DHA is highly anti-inflammatory, and there's ridiculously high amounts of it both in your brain and throughout your eye. And they found that it plays a role in prevention of diabetic retinopathy. And that's the damage to your retina caused by diabetes.
Right. And when we were talking about it before, when you go see your eye doctor, if you may not know that you're diabetic, but a simple eye exam may show you that you are. So that's a good enough reason to get it checked.
Oh, definitely. The other thing that's important is you should also, if you are diabetic, make sure that your eye doctor knows that, and they do regular checks because they actually do different checks, more thorough checks if you're diabetic to track and make sure that the damage is not getting large.
Okay, so with the DHA, you mentioned the sources. Those were all animal sources. Is there a vegan source of DHA, or do you have to get it from fish from the sea, etc.?
No. One of the primary sources of it is algae, and algae is vegan. There's no problem there. It's more expensive, but it's nice. It has less of a taste, also, to be quite honest. And that's not a problem. Just look on labels for something that says algae or algal DHA.
All right, we have time to go over one more part of our nutrients, and that is minerals.
Yep. The big mineral when it comes to eyesight is zinc, and that's because your eyes contain a high level of zinc. Zinc is actually required for the formation of pigments, which is the color of your eye that's in your retina. Zinc deficiency, and here's the scary one, is associated with night blindness. They found in studies that older adults with early macular degeneration, when given zinc supplements, saw the deterioration slowed, and they were able to maintain better visual sharpness. So essentially, by taking zinc supplementally, they were able to find that they were able to improve their vision and improve the quality of their vision, not just the vision in general.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today and letting us know all that great information about our eyesight. Will you come back again?
Definitely. And the last thing I want to say is please make sure to take care of your eyes, because with everyone wearing masks, they are truly the window to the soul.
Right, you are.